Somebody shot my dad. I get the killer mentality. I come from murder and tragedy. Single burn home and family. Do this shit for my whole family. I'ma go get me a Grammy. You know that I'm missing you, Granny. Backbone to my whole family. I got to turn for the family. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Life After the Gunshot, podcast dedicated to gun violence and the survivors and all the people who are on the ground, who do the hard work on the front line to stop gun violence in D.C., Maryland, Virginia, and all across the country. We devoted this podcast to everyone to get their voice, and we could create solutions that are from the grassroots on up. And so we were tired of hearing the narratives that were coming from the top down. And so we decided to bring those who we think had the most important voices to this conversation. And those are the people on the ground. I'm one of your hosts, Doc Joe Rich, and this is my comrade.
Hey guys, it's the Young Revolutionist, Bullets with No Name. Hey guys, I hope you guys staying safe during this crazy, virus season. Hopefully, well, I know we'll get past it. We just got to keep God first, take it day by day, and stay safe, man. It's definitely going to be a journey, but I think we've been through worse. So y'all keep your heads up and stay safe.
Just want to give a special shout out to our last guest, Ronald Whaley, for coming on from Cure the Streets. Love you, brother. And that bike ride was lit. So anybody who missed the bike ride that we had like 2 weeks ago, bike ride to end gun violence in DC, y'all missed that. But next time we have a bike ride, please come out and make sure that you have a bike that could get around for at least 12 miles. Don't bring no little hoopty bike with you. So, all right. Now we got that out the way. So we're about to jump into this clip. We have a special guest for you tonight, but we want to jump into this clip first. Let's do it.
Early Sunday morning as rival groups shot it out, hitting 22 people, killing 17-year-old Christopher Brown.
And we're going to try to make sure that we just show the family love.
Members of volunteer groups walked Du Bois Street today talking to neighbors, saying they're bringing them care packages for what they've been through.
When violence happens, we go into different neighborhoods, youth violence, and we just try to show love and provide support to these communities.
So who you saw in that clip was Jawanna Hardy, the founder of Guns Down Friday for the DMV. One of the frontline advocates who's out there doing the work to reduce gun violence and also to provide mental health responses and donations to the survivors and those who have witnessed gun violence in DC. So without any further ado, welcome Miss Jawanna Hardy.
Hello. How y'all doing?
Salute. Welcome. So before we jump into it, I want you to just give everybody, because we usually have a backdrop story for why we bring on these guests, but we went on to.
I don't know if everyone else is having the same issues, but you guys are breaking up really bad on my end. I have 3 bars, so I don't know.
I can hear you pretty well.
You guys are really.
We can hear you. Can you hear us?
Okay, that was a little better.
Okay.
We can hear you pretty clear.
Can we bring Jawanna back? Can you hear us now?
Yes.
All right.
There we go.
There we go. I want everybody to have a little patience with us. We switched over from Zoom to StreamYard. So we on a totally new app right now. And if it works, StreamYard, y'all better give us some bread, because StreamYard on tonight. So I want to just welcome you to the show, and I just want to jump into it. You're doing amazing work out there in the community in DC, and I just want you to give people a little bit of background about who you are, and then we'll jump into your program.
Okay. Well, my name is Miss Hardy, Jawanna Hardy. I'm originally from Capitol Heights. I grew up in Capitol Heights, 520 Marble Pike, and then I moved to Suitland. I went off into the military, and when I came back home, I realized the streets of DC was worse than a war zone. So that's when I decided to start Guns Down Friday.
When'd you come back to DC?
I got out. I got out of the service 2014.
Okay.
So I didn't start working as soon as I came home. I started a couple of years ago.
So when
But
you
I was
come,
stationed in DC, so I really didn't go anywhere. I just, when I was deployed, I would go different places.
so you went around the block.
Yeah, I was stationed here. Yep. A lot of people don't know that it's something called the DC Guard.
Okay.
And the DC Guard, they follow a different order than the military, but it's the same benefits, it's the same uniform. So I actually got to keep my day job, and I was still in the military. So I was teaching and still in the military.
Yeah, that's dope.
And you were in the Air Force, right?
Yep, Air Force.
So what were you doing? Were you flying planes?
I wish. No, I was in mortuary actually. So that's where I learned a lot. But I was in mortuary. I was on the search and recovery team, and we when I was home, I did funerals. We did the honors for funerals. But when I was deployed, I was the one to like re-ice the bodies and send them back to the U.S.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So when you come, you get out.
Yeah.
And then you come, you came back to the block after walking like 5 minutes from what you was doing over there. Then,
I know, right?
And then you come back and you see, DC is like a war zone. So what made you? Because usually people, they see everything going on around in their neighborhoods, but they never stop to say, all right, I'm just going to step out there on my own. And I feel like it's my responsibility to try to intervene or provide some solutions to address what's going on out here in the street. Like, what made you just jump out and just do that?
Well, when I was off, I was in Texas. I had went to Texas for about 6 months for training. And when I got back home, everybody sat me down and was like, my uncle had got shot in the face from a guy around Woodland. A kid that we kind of raised, and he took care of, kind of the same work that I'm doing. He was off the dipper. He shot my uncle, then turned around and shot himself. So I didn't realize how bad it was. I grew up with these kids. We always was fighting and stuff, but I didn't realize how bad it was. So then I went to the funeral of Stormaya Jackson. I just started going to a lot of different funerals, and I'm like, wow, I can't believe people are really going through this. So I said, I got to do something, because, everybody was meeting to meet, and people were still dying. And, when I go into these neighborhoods, these kids are hurting, and I'm like, I got to do something. So that's when I created Guns Down Friday.
And I remember you was always in the high schools as well. I think you talk about that a lot, how you was jumping around in different high schools and, trying to, get that started. I think you said you should leave your Instagram or your Facebook name on the board, and people just start following you.
Yes. That's how I got real popular. I still am, but with COVID, I substitute teach at different schools in PG County. So I love PG County. I do a lot of work in DC, but I always say PG County is where I get paid at. But man, I love the kids. I'll write my name on the board, and the kids will follow me, and they just show so much love and so much support. And when you really get to talking to kids, you really see what the stuff that they're going through, and it's like, wow. Yeah.
And I remember when we first met. So Doc, we met at Suitland High School. I don't know if you came to that speaking engagement that I had, but we met at Suitland, and I'm assuming you were teaching there.
Yep, I was teaching. I do long-term positions. But I was at Suitland.
Yeah. So we met at Suitland, Doc. That was about 4 or 5 years ago. We were just talking about that over text.
That's crazy.
It's been such a long time.
We used to be up there all the time.
Oh yeah, and I'm big on energy. So when Che came, I was like, yes, they need this man. Yes, talk to them kids. Yeah.
It was dope.
Yeah. So
shout out to Zach.
Yeah, shout out to Suitland High School.
Shout out to Suitland High School.
OTL. Mafia music.